Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Knowledge is Power. Today I am here with another important topic, pelvis. I will be discussing briefly about the different types of pelvis. At last I will discuss the different abnormalities or deformities of pelvis, which is very important for theory based examination, fiber purposes as well as for AIMS examination. So without wasting much time, let us discuss first about the normal anatomy of pelvis. We all know the pelvis is a hard ring of bone which supports and protects the pelvic organs. The muscles of legs, back and abdomen are attached to the pelvis and their strength and power keep the body upright and enable it to bend and twist at the waist and to walk and run. Ultimately, in an easy way, we can remember that pelvis is a bone which supports and protects the pelvic organs as well as the content of our abdominal cavity. As mentioned before, it helps to bend, twist, as well as it helps to run and walk. As well as it plays a major role while delivering a baby. Pelvis is an important part of skeletal system. It transmits the weight of the trunk to the legs. It takes the weight of the sitting body as well. Now coming for the definition, pelvis is a skeletal ring formed by two innominate bone or hip bones and the sacrum and the coccyx. The types of pelvic bones: there are four pelvic bones that form the pelvis, two hip bones, one sacrum, one coccyx. This is the diagram showing the normal pelvis, both anterior view and the posterior view. The innominate bone is made up of three bones: ilium, ischium and pubic bone. The ilium is the flare out part of the hip bone. It has following parts. If you observe the figure, you will be knowing it. Iliac crest as the upper border. Concave border is the iliac fossa. Then anterior superior iliac spine. Anterior inferior iliac spine. Then coming for the posterior side, posterior superior iliac spine and posterior inferior iliac spine. Coming for the ischium is a thick lower part of the hip bone. It has following parts: acetabulum, ischial tuberosity, ischial spine, greater sciatic nodes, lesser sciatic nodes, obturator foramen. We will not discuss all these things in detail because our main focus is to discuss the different types of pelvis as well as the most important being deformities of pelvis. We will be discussing image base. Okay. Then comes the pubic bone. It forms the anterior part of the hip bone. It has following parts: inferior rami of pubic bone, superior rami of pubic bone, symphysis pubis, which is formed at the junction of two pubic bones. Subpubic angle is formed. It is the angle between the inferior rami of the pubic bone. Let us know also about the sacrum. It is a wedge-shaped bone made up of five fused bones. It has following parts: sacral promontory, sacroiliac joint, wings of the sacrum are also known as ala of sacrum, which will be studying in the landmarks. Then hollow of the sacrum, which is concave shaped. This is the diagram showing the sacrum and coccyx. Now the coccyx, it is vestigial tail, consists of four fused vertebra forming a small triangular bone. It is articulated with the sacrum and coccyx moves backward during the time of childbirth. Now the important topic, landmarks of the brim. There are 9 landmarks. Okay, from above, if we see sacral promontory, sacral ala or sacral wing, sacroiliac joint, iliopectineal line, then iliopubic eminence, pectineal line, pubic tubercle, pubic crest, and below is the symphysis pubis. These are all the important 9 landmarks of the pelvis. Now let us discuss about the different types of pelvis. First is the gynecoid pelvis. It is round shape. Try to remember this figure. Coming for the next pelvis is the anthropoid pelvis. The inlet is oval and long. Then coming for the android pelvis, which is wedge in shape. The inlet is wedge shape. Then the platyploid pelvis, which is common in chimpanzees, and it is oval shaped. Now let us discuss about another important topic in pelvis is the contracted pelvis. In contracted pelvis only I will be discussing about the different deformities of the pelvis. If we see the anatomical definition, it is a pelvis where the diameters is reduced below the normal by some centimeters. Okay. Then if we see the obstetric definition, it is the alteration in the size and shapes of the pelvis and it will alter the normal mechanism of labor. Now coming for the etiology of contracted pelvis, due to different defects, deformities of pelvis can occur. Nutritional and environmental defects, it may lead to minor variation or major variation. Minor variation is the most common one. Then major variation type is rachitic pelvis and osteomalacic rare case it is found. Then disease or injuries affecting the bones of the pelvis, it can affect our spine and may lead to kyphosis, scoliosis, coccygeal deformities. It can also affect the lower limbs and may result in poliomyelitis, hip joint diseases. Some defects are developmental, like the Nagel's pelvis and Robert's pelvis. The short omens they will have or they are prone to develop contracted pelvis. In the rachitic flat pelvis, coming in the inlet, the sacral promontory is pushed downward or forward, producing reniform shape. Short anterior posterior diameter is present in rachitic flat pelvis. In the cavity, the sacrum is tilted backwards. Sharp angulation at sacrococcygeal joint is present, and in the outlet, widened transverse diameter. Second is the osteomalacic pelvis. Here, due to the softening of the pubic bones, the promontory is pushed downward and forward, and the lateral pelvic walls it is pushed inwards, causing the anterior wall to form a beak-like structure is present. Then sacrum markedly shortened, coccyx is pushed forward. This is the diagram showing osteomalacic pelvis. Other types of asymmetrical pelvis are Nagel's pelvis, scoliotic pelvis, Robert's pelvis, kyphotic pelvis. I will also be discussing about the difference between Nagel's pelvis and Robert's pelvis. Nagel's pelvis it is a congenital disorder or acquired. Here there is an absence of one ala of sacrum. In the Robert's pelvis there is absence of both ala of sacrum. The sacrum is fused with innominate bone. Then, due to scoliosis, the acetabulum is pushed inwards on the weight bearing stage, then sideways curvature of spine it will occur. Then in the kyphosis, the sacrum is tilted backward in the upper part and forward in the lower part. It is narrow and straight. This is all about a short lecture about the pelvis. We have discussed about the landmarks, different types of pelvis, different abnormalities of pelvis. So for more such medical related topics you want to discuss along with me, please don't forget to give your valuable feedback in the comment section below and suggest any topic. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel and share among your friends who are preparing for NORCET.